everybody. I am here today. My name is Jackie with Johnson Plastics Plus, and I am joined with Joyce from our customer success team today. We're super excited to talk with you about our Caesar vinyl cutters and everything that you can do with them. So we have two pieces of equipment that are available now at jpplus.com. We have the Romeo and the Juliet. They're vinyl cutters, so I will let Joyce talk a little bit about what each of those do and what you can do with them, and then we're going to talk about samples and do a demo. First. Oh, I also forgot, I got really excited. I do this every time. I get really excited about what we're talking about, and I forget about housekeeping. So before we get started, we'll do some housekeeping, general stuff, and then we'll get into the exciting things.
No problem. Thanks, Jackie. So again, as you're watching the webinar today, we will be jumping between cameras, but you should not have to move between cameras on your setup. We'll be doing that on this end. We do have the ability to ask questions, or you do have the ability to ask questions. Should be on the right-hand part of your panel. You'll see a little questions tab. You can type your questions in there. We do have a team of folks who are answering questions offline, and we'll also ask some of Jackie and Joyce during the webinar. And for those who are interested, we will be sending out a link to the recording of this webinar within a day or so. So look for that in your email. I think we're good, Jackie and Joyce, so let's take it away.
So before I interrupted George, we were talking about the Romeo and the Juliet. So Caesar has these two vinyl cutters. This is the Romeo, which is the 24-inch machine, correct? And then the Juliet, which is 12 inches. So tell me a little bit about this machine, Joyce. Why is this something that I would want to purchase?
The great thing about the Romeo is that now you have the capacity to bring rolled heat transfer vinyl, HTV, into your workshop. You can really rapidly cut out designs. It also has a phenomenal print and cut feature, which we're going to show a little bit later. Great thing is you've got this nice wide open space for loading. It makes it super easy. The Romeo and the Juliet both have this really bright LED light, which makes seeing what you're cutting out and weeding really easy to do.
Yeah, that is nice, especially because we chose white today for our demo, so that light will be helpful.
It will be. Right here on the control panel, you have some really great features. One of the features that they brought in is this test cut. So if you're not familiar with a particular material that you're working with and you're not sure if you've got enough pressure or anything like that, you can run a test cut right from the machine and check out to see if you need to add pressure or decrease it or change your speed.
Nice. So that way you don't have to cut out a whole project and then realize it didn't cut out right. You can just kind of test it.
Yep.
And then go. Very cool.
And then go. They also have loaded these machines with a ton of presets. To access the presets, you can go right here into your cutting settings. Right now we've got it already set for easy weed, but all you have to do is hit the material and it goes right into a library of different materials that are all available from Caesar. And then you can also, if you find something works a little bit better or a little bit differently, you can actually adjust the setting directly to what material you're working with. So if you need your cut force to change, again, you can just change it right here on the screen. And you can also, again, run another, I'm going to move my little piece over, and I can run a test cut.
I love that feature. And then I think you can also, can you create your own settings then and save them?
You can. If you find they're at the very end, there's actually some empty test settings where you can add and you can rename them. You can make them whatever you want for whatever material you're using, whether that be cardstock, vinyl, whatever you find that works.
Yeah, and I do find that this, as far as vinyl cutters go, it works pretty quickly. You'll see that later as we do the demo. And then you can do some really intricate designs with this cutter.
You can. You also, I don't know if you can tell, it's very quiet. It's really quiet and very nice. So if you're in where you don't like a lot of noise, there you go. This is a really nice cutter for that.
Yes, I know there are a lot of our customers who are maybe running a business from home, maybe have a child napping in the other room and you don't want something that's making a ton of noise. This would be a great option for that, for sure. Now, one thing we do want to point out is because if you're looking to add this to some technology that you already have, Just keep in mind that this vinyl is not meant for use in a laser. So that's just something to keep in mind because it is not safe to put in your laser, but we have a ton of laser safe items if you are using both of those. So Joyce is going to show you a little bit about some of the stuff that comes with it, which also brings us to something that I didn't mention at the beginning. There will be a giveaway at the end, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, so when you go ahead and unbox your Romeo or your Juliet, you're going to also get some extra blades. So this comes with two 45-degree blades and one 60-degree blade. It also comes with this little, let me show it to you here, comes with this little white piece, and that is for a marker if you want to actually just use a marker and mark directly on your vinyl. You also are going to get a Caesar cutting mat right here that comes so that you can put smaller pieces of the vinyl. If you're not using a roll, you can put an individual piece or cardstock or anything that you need to have a little bit more support of when you're cutting.
Yeah, I think that's also something that's nice about this machine is you can cut with or without the mat depending on what you're doing.
Depending on your material and how structurally sound it is and how rigid, you can actually completely just cut directly from a roll, or you can add it to the mat.
Cool. So let's show some examples of what you can do with vinyl. I know it's something that is pretty popular, so a lot of things have, but before we get there, we've got some questions.
Yeah, we did have a question, Jackie, and I think just for a point of clarification, some of the vinyls that Caesar offers are not laser safe, but the Easy Weed is laser safe.
Correct.
So if you're using
Yes.
the Easy Weed,
Yes,
just want to make
Easy
sure
Weed
that
is
was
laser
clear.
safe.
Yes.
Correct. Yes. Yep. Good clarification. And the nice thing about jpplus.com is it'll always let you know, and you can always, if you have a question, you're always welcome to reach out to our support team. That's what they're there for, to make sure that you are safe, doing things in a way that makes sense for you and your business. So that is a really good point. So of course, one thing that you can obviously do with vinyl is simple vinyl. So this is the Easy Weed vinyl with our game day sweatshirt here. It's a nice stretchy vinyl. Let's see me pull it a little bit here. I'll hand that to Joyce.
Here we go.
My arms are too short to get over there. But that's one nice thing about this particular Easy Weed vinyl is it is stretchy. So it doesn't feel like, suffocated when you put it on. So that's just one example of a simple design. You can also do, as we were talking about, some of that vinyl that is laserable, or if you have a laser and you want to combine technologies, you can do all kinds of cool things. So we've got some earrings here that were cut out from our Glitter Hues acrylic, and then our Saddle Collection leather sheet, which the leather sheet can be cut with scissors, it can be cut on a laser, and then we have vinyl applied to the top of that sheet. So just for an example, this is the Saddle Collection faux leather sheet that we have. So that's the Easy Weed vinyl. And then the other cool thing is you can layer, of course, with vinyl. If Joyce, you want to show the eagle shirt there. So that is created with the Easy Color sample kit. Or, I'm sorry, the Easy Weed in just the different colors and layered on top there. So of course you would cut out the light blue, cut out the red, and then put that on top, correct? Okay, just wanted to make sure I wasn't misspeaking since I have our technical gal here with us. So really fun stuff that you can do. We also have the Easy Color, and that is what I think is really cool. And we'll demonstrate that later if you want to show the stocking.
Sure.
Because this kind of gives you a way to get that kind of full color look without having to worry about layering all that vinyl, because it would be near impossible to do that with vinyl. I mean, I suppose you could, but it would take you, I don't know, a lot of time. So that's some cool stuff that you can do. Here's another example of the Easy Color vinyl. This is actually one of our serving trays. It's engraved, And then we have the Easy Color vinyl here. Joyce did recommend that you laser engrave first for spacing, and then add the Easy Color vinyl. Am I saying that correctly? This
Yes.
is the Easy Color vinyl, correct? Okay. And then, just so you know, these are removable as well, so when you're engraving, you can take these off. Everything that we have that's marked for laser engraving is set up so that it is the easiest to engrave. So.
Yeah. And if you wanted to combine technologies, for example, this is a piece of cast acrylic that was laser engraved with the snowflake on the back, and then the vinyl on the front. If you can really see that.
Very cool. Yeah, and I think that's a nice alternative. You know, we do have sublimation cast acrylic now that you could sublimate, but if you're wanting to do something maybe a little bit quickly, or if you want to just have different options, that's a great reason to have a cutter as well. I think we just have the drinkware and the bib to go over, and then we'll get into the exciting stuff, which I know you all want to see, which is the demo. So this is our insulated cup, and I am having a major blank on what the
Easy Subli.
Easy Subli decal. Thank you.
It's a sublimation paper that you can go ahead and print on. All right, so you get the really nice bright colors.
Yes, so we sell the cup and the Easy Subli decal, and I'll never forget that again now that I forgot it. And I also I think this is one of the cutest cups. This is our frosted beer can glass with some vinyl on there, some full color vinyl. So you can sublimate that glass, or you can use vinyl, just depending on what capabilities you have, or if you want to start with vinyl and get into sublimation. It's really nice to have that option, or do both. And then, of course, who doesn't love anything small? Cute little baby bib that has the Easy Weed vinyl in brown and white. So
Nice
those are
and
just
stretchy.
some options of what you can do with vinyl. And today we're going to show you the Easy Cut vinyl and then the Easy Color vinyl. So I will let Joyce
Okay.
take it over now and show you how this cool machine works.
All right, so first step is going to be you're going to need to go ahead and load your vinyl. And this is a great place to kind of try either using a mat or a roll, depending on what, again, material you're using. In this case, we're using heat transfer vinyl on a roll. I've already gone ahead and loaded it, but I do need to send it forwards a little bit. Just go ahead and move it. And the nice thing is this machine, it moves forwards in nice gentle increments, so you can kind of get it set to exactly where you want it at.
And I think one really cool thing is those little, what are these called, Joyce?
They're not wheels. The tension. They
tension
are
things.
the tension.
The only
rollers.
word I could think of was clampy things. I knew that wasn't correct. So there's 4 different tensions that you can move depending on what your material is, which I think is a really cool feature.
Yes. It allows you to really set your tension. There is some black, and you can tell over here on the bar. You don't want to kind of leave the tensioners on the black. It's going to give you the highest level of grip. And then you actually have another feature back here. There's, I don't think you can see it, but there is actually a bar that releases all of the tension to pull the material in and out.
Very cool.
Right. So the Caesar Romeo and Juliet comes with Leonardo Design, which is the software that'll be on your computer. There's a great packet in the unboxing that provides all the details to get that downloaded and to register your machine. So when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and send a design.
And you can use that on both Mac and PC, correct?
Yes.
Which is
And you
always a
can
plus.
connect it via USB and also Wi-Fi.
Yes. We love Wi-Fi.
We do indeed.
But there is that USB capability as well, just in case, maybe you are in a place that your internet's not that great. You don't have to use the Wi-Fi, which I
No.
think is always nice.
Yep. So once I've sent that job, it really rapidly goes. And it's just going to, whoop. And the great thing is in Leonardo Design, you can go ahead and set up your Easy Weed box to make everything, thank you George, to make everything a little bit easier when you go to do your weeding.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can even really hear that on camera, but it's very, very quiet.
Very quiet. Okay, so my Easy Weed box just came out. All right, so I'm gonna forward the design and come around and weed it out real quick. In the way.
And again, this is something that does come with your machine. On jpplus.com, we do also have an option to buy the Romeo itself, the Juliet itself, or you can buy them with a bundle, which I really like because it kind of gets you started. You get everything that you get with the cutter. You get Easy Weed in white, black, red, some easy color DTV, so it's like foolproof, everything that you need to kind of get started. And I think we've got a question.
Yeah, Jackie, we had somebody pop in a little late, wanted to know about the vinyl that you use with the Caesar Romeo and Juliet. While it's recommended that you use the Caesar Easy Weed vinyl because obviously it's easy to weed, you
Correct.
can use other vinyls and
Correct.
materials.
Correct. Yes, you can use vinyl. Like Joy said, if there's different substrates that you want to use that are maybe a little bit more rigid, you could use those, like a tougher cardboard, all kinds of things that you can cut with that. But we recommend the Caesar Easy Weed, but you are not limited to just that.
And then again, for those who popped in a little late, the model that we're showing today, this is the Romeo,
This
correct?
is the Romeo, and this is 24 inches. And the Juliet is smaller, so maybe if you have a smaller budget or a smaller space constraint, that one is 12 inches, so it's about half the size of this guy, the Romeo.
All right. I'm gonna get out of the way. Okay. You can see how well that weeded out. All right. I'm gonna actually tracked him all the way through. So we can go ahead and cut him out and put him on a shirt.
Yes, so we will demonstrate putting on the shirt. So I'm gonna, once she gets that cut out, I will put it on a shirt. And just to plug, if you are doing heat transfer vinyl and maybe using like an iron that has seen better days, I definitely recommend looking into upgrading your heat press. It just makes your vinyl work go that much easier, that much quicker.
There you go.
Just something to keep in mind. So I'm going to go over here to the heat press. If you have anything else to mention about heat presses, Joyce.
There we go. You really want a heat press that is adjustable. You really want to be able to control your time, temp, and pressure, and really having an important workhorse of a heat press in your studio, your business. It will help so much.
Yes.
We use it in everything from sublimation all the way through to putting vinyl on.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a really great point, is just because maybe if you're starting with vinyl, you might love vinyl and that might be the thing that you end up with. But if you venture into other technologies, your heat press purchase is not going to go to waste.
It's not. You can use it for really a lot of different things. And that's the great thing about having kind of anything that works in consistency with each other. You know, you've got a heat press with your heat transfer vinyl, and then you can turn around and do sublimation, and you can layer your technologies together.
And I like this press specifically because it has this pull-out drawer, so I'm not like working under that really hot press. I just pressed it to get some moisture out. I put the transfer right on here. The nice thing about the heat transfer vinyl is I don't have to have like a piece of blowout paper or anything like that if you do sublimation. We've got it set for 305 degrees for 15 seconds. And like Joy said, the nice thing is having an adjustable press so you can manage the pressure depending on what you're going to do. Now, you can peel these either cold or hot. So I know this might be a little toasty here, so I'm going to let it cool down just a little bit. But you don't have to wait for it to cool all the way down like in some technologies. Look at that. beautiful, stay spooky. We did that with the Easy Weed vinyl. So, and now this is just one color, one layer, but as you know with vinyl you can do so many different things. So we have a printout of the Easy color that Joyce has.
I do. Okay, so for Caesar they have this print and cut feature. So when this prints, it actually prints with these reference marks. So that if you can see, there's kind of a square corners around each piece. If George can get us into that. There we go. And there's a little arrow down here in this bottom corner. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put this on the mat, because this paper just needs a little bit extra structure. So I'm gonna put it on the mat, squish it down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and load the mat into the machine.
And now that was just printed on a regular inkjet printer,
Yes.
correct?
That's correct.
It has to be inkjet,
Yep.
not toner.
Not toner.
Okay.
It needs to be inkjet. So I'm loading this in, and all I'm looking to do is to get this little blade down into this bottom corner where that reference mark is at. So I'm gonna see if I can do this from the direction I'm in. There we go.
Joyce is extra talented. She can work
Upside down.
upside down and backwards.
Okay, so once that blade is inside that corner, the corner with the little arrow in it, all I'm going to have to do is tell the design here in Leonardo Studio that I want to go ahead and cut it out. So I'm going to send that.
Got a question.
Yes, the Leonardo Studio, that comes included with both the Romeo and the Juliet, correct?
Correct. Yes.
So no additional software you need to purchase, really, unless you want to do your own design software.
Correct. Yes.
To create your...
Yep. Yeah, and that's the nice thing about these. If you're just getting started, maybe you don't have a vinyl cutter yet, and you're thinking, you know, I really want to start making things either for my personal use, or I want to make some stuff and start making a little extra money. The package that we have has everything that you need to kind of get started and get your feet wet in that.
It's going to tell me I didn't make it quite into the right corner. So what we're going to do, okay.
Okay, so it's the nice thing about this is it wasn't quite in the corner, so it's beeping at her.
It's telling me it's not in the right spot.
Which we kind of like when a machine is like, hey, wait a
Hey,
minute.
you didn't do this right.
Any other questions while we get that relined up?
Yeah, absolutely. We did have a question on the tray that you showed
Yes.
earlier. Can you maybe describe that process a little bit more? Because somebody said that was really cool looking.
Yeah, absolutely. So this tray is one of our products. It is laser engravable, and this is something that we have brought on, tested. We know it's safe to use in a laser if that's something that you have. So this has been laser engraved. So the Jackson's is, when I run my fingers over it, it is a little bit, there's a little divot there. And then after that was done, we added the decal that we created with the Easy Color print and cut. And this product, if you like this tray itself, is available on jpplus.com. It comes with the handles, all of that good stuff, just like everything else that is shown here, aside from just the plain t-shirts.
All right, we got it that time. I just wasn't far enough into the corner. So once it's lined up and you send that cut contour through, that's all it is. It goes through, it cuts it out. You go ahead and remove it. And at this point, since this does not have any adhesive, you would want to marry it to an adhesive sheet.
Yes. But we have
For time, we already did
we
one.
have Magic TV, and this is what it would look like once you marry that adhesive to what you cut out.
Yes.
I'll give that to Joyce so she can show it on the
There we go.
camera there.
There we go. All right.
And then I'm going to press this one as well. So I'm going to cut it out and then take it over to my press again. So again, we can use this on PC or Mac, correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
Go back over
Go ahead. You're gonna have to go ahead and peel those materials. There you go.
to, oh yeah,
There we go. So now you've got it.
you have to peel it.
So while Jackie's getting her shirt ready, I want to talk about how you can get Caesar vinyl from Johnson Plastics Plus. It comes in two forms. You can get it in the roll form. That just like with the white heat transfer vinyl we've been using all day, we've got rolls in all of the heat transfer colors. It also comes in sheet form for the color vinyl.
So, I don't know if you saw me on camera, but you have to peel off the transfer and then it will give you the transfer. It will be mirrored. And then you stick it on here. And we have this at 305 for 15 seconds again. Fusion IQ. And if you are forgetful or get stuck on something like I sometimes do, the great thing about jpplus.com is that there are tech tips for all of our products that walk you through how to use each product. And then we also have our support team that is available to help you as well. And this is a pull peel or a warm peel. So I'm just going to let this use my nails here. Get this off. Oh, I don't think I got quite enough pressure on this guy. But we have one, yeah. So this one, we didn't get quite enough pressure, which is an example of why a good press is important. But we will show you what a good press looks like. We have a backup. Sometimes things happen, you know?
It does.
Now, can you explain, since we have our technical person here, on why something like that might happen?
Like you said, not enough pressure is one reason, and also maybe not quite long enough. So
Yeah. So
environmental factors are going to play
Yeah.
a part.
So we did 15 seconds for that. So maybe if I would have done maybe a couple extra seconds, that would have helped. But yeah, so that's the Ghost, and this is what the Ghost should look like with enough time. We got a question.
Well, I was going to ask Joyce, technical expert here, if, like, when Jackie was peeling that, she saw that it was not quite sticking to the shirt, could she have put that back under the, just put it down and put it back under the press and try and salvage
and
it?
repressed it for a second or two, and probably let it go ahead and cool down a little bit more before she peeled it.
Gotcha.
Perfect.
So there are ways to save it if you see
There are
what
ways.
you saw happening with Jackie. Right.
I just panicked.
And we all do that sometimes. It's totally okay.
Yeah, but like George said, we have this really nice tech team that can help you work through those trials and errors with your new equipment and the new products that you're using. I think, is there anything that we missed? Anything else that we need to cover? Any other questions?
Well, I just wanted to bring up that for anybody who's interested in looking at either the Romeo or the Juliet, we have some really cool financing options available now at jpplus.com. We're offering a firm, so if you've used a firm on other websites, we now have that as an option. So if you're looking to upgrade right before the holidays, this is probably a great time to do it and a great way to get some good financing.
Yes, absolutely. Or if, maybe you have somebody in your life that you want to nudge and say, hey, this would be a great gift for the holidays. That is also an option too, and you could send them that link and say, look, you can even finance it. Now, we do have a giveaway here. We have some of our products. We have a little sample kit here of some Easy Weed, Easy Color, and transfer paper. And
Congratulations, William Mayberry. You're the winner.
Mayberry. Congratulations.
So William, we'll reach out to you to make sure we get your address and everything to make sure you get your sample kit. But congratulations and thanks for joining our webinar today, William.
Thanks, William. So we went over a ton of stuff today. As George said at the beginning, we will be sending out a recording of the webinar. So if you want to go back, you can check it out at a later date. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our customer service or sales team, and we'd be happy to help you. Again, I'm Jackie.
And I'm Joyce.
And thanks for joining us. You can find all of these products at jpplus.com.